The air in the narrow alley of Merton Street always smelled of iron, oil, and despair. The houses were built too close, the walls peeling, and the nights echoed with the sound of fights, crying babies. Yet, in one of those rooms, a boy named Aiden Cole sat beside a cracked window, staring at the city lights far away, lights that felt like another world. Aiden's father was a factory worker, overworked, underpaid, and always tired. His mother stitched clothes for neighbors just to keep food on the table. Every night, Aiden listened to his parents whisper about unpaid bills, about rent, about hope they could no longer afford. But Aiden wasn't like the others on that street. He believed that life was bigger than the street you were born on. At 12, he started washing cars after school. At 14, he sold cold drinks at traffic signals. He wasn't ashamed of it. He just knew he wanted more. When his classmates laughed at his worn-out shoes, Aiden smiled quietly and said to himself, "They're laughing now, but one day, I'll buy a pair they can't even imagine." That wasn't arrogance, it was survival. The voice inside him refusing to accept that poverty was permanent. At 16, Aiden's father fell sick. The factory's chemicals had burned his lungs, and the company refused to pay for treatment. Overnight, Aiden became the man of the house. He left school, though it broke him. He began working full-time, first as a cleaner, then as a delivery boy. He learned the city not through maps, but through the soles of his shoes. He learned how rich people talked, how they walked, and how their eyes carried confidence like currency. He noticed something: rich people didn't just have money, they thought differently. Every time Aiden delivered parcels to tall glass buildings, he looked at the suits, the offices, the coffee machines, and whispered, "One day." But life was cruel to dreamers. He often went home exhausted, humiliated, and broke. People treated him like he was invisible. Yet something inside him whispered, "Remember this feeling. You'll use it later." One rainy evening, while waiting for a delivery pickup, Aiden took shelter in a small cafe. He saw a man his age typing furiously on a laptop, surrounded by charts and papers. The man ordered coffee after coffee, confident, focused, alive. Curious, Aiden asked, "What do you do?" The man looked up, smiled politely, and said, "Startups. I'm building an app." Aiden didn't understand, but the word building stuck with him. Building meant creating something from nothing. That night, Aiden couldn't sleep. He thought, what if I could build something too? But he didn't have a laptop. He didn't even have stable internet. So he started learning from what he had: free library books and used newspapers. He read about entrepreneurs, failures, innovation. Every word planted a seed. He realized the difference between success and struggle isn't always opportunity. Sometimes it's awareness. For 3 years, Aiden worked and studied at night. He'd save a little money each week and buy old tech magazines. He began fixing old phones for neighbors, a side hustle that slowly became his first micro business. He wasn't making much, but people started trusting him. He noticed patterns: what customers needed, how they reacted, what they complained about. One day, an old woman said, "You're not like other boys here." That simple line became his secret weapon: listen first, build later. By 21, Aiden had saved enough to rent a tiny shop, a barely functioning corner with flickering lights and one wooden chair. He called it Reborn Repairs. The name came from his own soul. He wanted to repair more than phones. He wanted to repair lives. At first, nobody came. People doubted him. Some mocked him. Another poor boy trying to act rich. But Aiden worked harder. He repaired phones for free just to build reputation. He smiled through rejection, and slowly the tide began to turn. People from nearby neighborhoods began coming to Reborn Repairs. Aiden hired his first helper, a shy teenager named Omar, who reminded him of himself. Aiden taught Omar everything: honesty, discipline, and resilience. He said, "We don't just fix things, we give people back their hope." That became their slogan, handwritten on the wall. Then came a turning point. One afternoon, a corporate man entered with a broken table. Aiden fixed it in minutes. The man was impressed. "You're wasted here," he said. "Moo need people like you." He handed Aiden his card. It was a small tech firm looking for affordable device support. That one contact turned into a contract. Aiden suddenly had to manage hundreds of repairs monthly. He worked day and night, often sleeping on the shop floor. But inside he felt alive. For the first time, he wasn't surviving. He was building. Success brings storms. With growth came problems: staff theft, late payments, burnout. Aiden's trust was tested, his patience stretched. He'd lie awake at night thinking, is this all worth it? Then tragedy struck. His father passed away quietly in his sleep. For a week, Aiden shut the shop. The world felt hollow. He had wanted his father to see what he was building. Now he never would. At the funeral, his mother said softly, "I always believed in you, Aiden." Even when he never said it. That broke Aiden open and then rebuilt him stronger. He decided that I'll build something that makes people proud to come from where I came from. He expanded Reborn Repairs into a small network of shops. Then he started learning digital marketing to reach more clients. He spent sleepless nights watching free tutorials, taking notes, experimenting. Soon, he began receiving orders online. Within 2 years, Reborn Repairs became Reborn Tech Solutions, a legitimate business providing tech maintenance for schools, startups, and offices. Aiden started mentoring local kids, teaching them repair skills. He believed, you don't rise alone, you pull others up with you. The same people who once mocked him now came asking for jobs. He gave them. He not out of revenge but compassion. He remembered what hunger felt like. But as success climbed, pressure did too. Competition emerged. Taxes piled up. One wrong decision with a supplier nearly collapsed the business. Aiden faced betrayal from a partner who embezzled funds. Overnight, he lost half of everything. It was his darkest phase. He sat alone in his office one night, staring at the empty shelves. He thought, maybe I was never meant for this. Then he saw a child walking by the window, the same one who used to peek through and watch him fix phones. The boy waved and smiled. That moment hit Aiden deeply. He realized, if I quit now. So he didn't. He rebuilt again. From almost zero, he sold his car, reduced expenses, worked 18-hour days. Slowly, clients returned. People respected his honesty and resilience. Years passed. Aiden's reputation spread beyond his city. A small investor noticed his persistence and offered him funding. Together, they launched a repair training academy, teaching poor youth modern tech skills. The media caught the story, from street boy to startup mentor. But fame never changed him. He still visited his old street, helping families with groceries, quietly paying children's school fees. When asked why he did it, he smiled. Because I remember what hunger feels like. By 35, Aiden Cole was a millionaire. His company employed over 200 people. He had offices in 3 cities. He bought a new house for his mother, bright, peaceful, filled with sunlight. He stood in the balcony one morning and whispered, "Who made it? Dad." But deep down, he knew wealth wasn't the real victory. The real victory was that he became the man he once needed as a boy. Epilogue lessons from Aiden Cole. When people asked for his secret, Aiden said, I wasn't the smartest. I wasn't the fastest. I just refused to stop walking, even when it hurt. Poverty isn't just lack of money. It's the belief that you can't change your story. The moment you decide to rewrite it, you start building your own sunrise. And that became the motto carved on every wall of his company.